All right, this is day number 25. Let's get on over to Pro Tools. Boom. Play. So this one is kind of a return to form for me. just a typical drums first, figure everything out later, make a song, the traditional form, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, and that's it. I would have done a double chorus if it was like a faster tempo and I needed the time, but this ends up around 3 minutes, so I thought it'd be fine. And again, like all of these, I feel like all of these are flexible. You know, if I worked with a vocalist and they're like, I kind of want this to be doubled, or I want this section to be halved, or I want this changed around, I try to write the songs to be very flexible to allow changes to the form that would make it like really easy to do. So it doesn't have to be strict, like this is the form of the song and it's not going to change. I mean, it's really loose. So yeah, drums first, and then I had the idea for the bass line, and then I had the idea for the guitars, and then I put the synths in there, kind of in that order, probably not exactly in that order. And this one, like, I'm using a lot of synths, and you can see in previous ones, maybe I only used like 3 or 4, but this one I think I actually used 11, maybe even 12. Really just wanted to have those complex sounds. And then trying to strip it down in the verse just to give a little more breathing room after the really busy chorus. Using 5 in the chorus, so just trying to simplify it. And I gotta say, I really like this pre-chorus. I think pre-choruses so far are probably my strongest skill that I've developed in the last 25 songs that I've written. I feel like I'm getting really good at like having a formula for a pre-chorus that transitions nicely. I feel like a pre-chorus is really like a palate cleanser before the chorus. Like the verse is meant to chill out. The pre-chorus is like, it's like, here we go, you ready? I guess maybe that's not a palate cleanser then. I guess maybe like a palate anticipator, like it's setting up something. Oh, and then also minor 2-5-1 in the chorus. I've been wanting to use that kind of progression. I was thinking about it. Honestly, like the James Bond chord, the minor major 7. I was like, dude, I gotta find out a way to use a minor 2-5-1 in the song, because I don't really feel like I hear it too much outside of jazz, and then it's like that's a very specific context in which it's used. So I was like, let's figure it out. Here's the bridge. I'm honestly not stoked on the bridge. I don't love it, but you know that's okay. What are you gonna do? I'm not gonna write ahead every time. I just feel like the transition out into the chorus is not really smooth. Yeah, I feel like the bridge also could just be a pre-chorus in another song. So that's something to work on, is to maybe like bridge first. I feel like a lot of the songs that have worked the bridge, when the bridge has worked, I've written it first. And that's actually advice from this guy, Keith, who's a keyboard player. I think that's his name. Maybe Kiefer is his name. Oops, can't remember exactly. But he has a video where he says, you got to write the bridge first. You got to write your transitions and all of those different sections first, so then you know what to contrast, which I think is a good point, because it's easy to write. Like, this is what happened here. I wrote a verse, pre-chorus, chorus that I really liked and that I thought was super solid. Then I was like, okay, now I got to come up with something that's different but also fits the context, and I feel like I didn't do a good job. So it's something to work on for next time. All right. Let's get into the mix. Addictive drums again. Of course, always. This one I'm using the Vintage Dead again. Like I said, love the Istanbul. Gotta have that on there. Using a really bright snare. This one's a little narrower, you can see, compared to like some of these other ones. They're a little bigger, a little deeper. So very specific sound that I think works in this case. I don't always use it. I typically like the fatter snare sounds, but on this one, it works just fine. We can go, again, EQs, always cutting stuff, always boosting stuff, cut lows, boost highs, kind of the mantra I follow, the gospel that I follow. Rock rack, again, I think I might have changed the mic on this one, maybe not, don't really remember. It's kind of boring talking about the same thing every time, but I know like not everybody watches every single video, so it's worth, discussing all these things. Again, always boosting around that second harmonic of the fundamental of the bass around 120, cutting around where it's, where is it here, like 800, 1500, where it gets a little muddy, My Distressor, Set and Forget, you see it's kind of in the 7 to 9 range, which is usually what I like. Last time I say it's a little high, I might have wanted to tone it down a little bit. That's okay. It works. It's not causing any problems, which is good. Rock rack again on the guitars, and you can see I choose 2 different recording chains for the guitars just to give a little bit different sound, but not too different. I'm really particular. I don't want it to be too different. I want it to still sound like it's the same performance or close enough. And then boosting a lot in the highs, those really highs, to get the guitar to really bite through, and then cutting where the bass is, cutting around the 120 so the bass is a little more room to speak and doesn't get buried by all that stuff. And then synthesizers, all EQ'd, all pretty much just cutting out the problematic frequencies, giving more space for the bass, that kind of stuff, sending in all the reverbs as well. And then I really like this Devil Lock plugin. It's like a distortion. You can listen to the, oops, I have a group on. Turn that off. Listen to this. I can take it off too. Well, it's kind of a loudness machine at this point too. But yeah, just giving some crunch to those flutes. I think it sounds really cool. That's honestly something that I'm kind of mimicking Claro's latest record, like stuff like Juno or Terrapin, the songs like that have those really saturated horn sounds and woodwind sounds. That's what I was trying to go for here. And then Pan Man, I love this, another one by Sound Toys. It just automates the pan of certain sounds. I think it works really well for more melodic things. I'm going to skip ahead to the chorus here so I can demonstrate exactly that. Yeah, that one's really in the background. And then this one, I'm just arpeggiating like this, just messing around. I felt like when it didn't have that square wave, there was really like a hole in frequency-wise. So I was like, I'm gonna throw a square wave in there to get those harmonics to kind of fill in the space that I feel like is not being filled, and then keeping it really busy, like, but then panning it around so it's not like in your face busy all the time. It's kind of a moving busy, so it doesn't block anything else. That's my philosophy there. You can see there's the Pan Man going pretty fast. Going all the way across, whereas this one doesn't go all the way across, it just goes partway across. Again, to give space for this thing to go all the way, because if they both went all the way, then it would be pretty jarring to hear both those things flying around. Then VerbSuite Classics again. Love that thing for the drums. LX480, I don't think I've talked about this one before. This is my goodness, why can I not think of the word? An emulation of the Lexicon 480 made by Relab. I think I got this for free, so it's just a demo version. But it's the job done. Plate reverb, it's exactly what I want. Just cutting the lows a little bit. Around 2 seconds. I mean, what can you ask for? And then again, Ozone, black box to get the loudness. Honestly, this was a pretty loud recording, and I had to have something out the saturation higher than I usually do, so I cut a little bit out of it to keep it not like so crazy. Yep, I think I'm trying to get around like 14 LUFS is my goal. Yeah, there you go, 15, perfect. All right, that is all. Back to me. Boom. In the description is a link to my SoundCloud with all these songs, all the tracks, if you want to listen to any of them. Also in the description is all my instruments and the plugins I use. If you're curious, if you want to check them out for yourself, highly recommend it. Okay, that is all. Thank you and goodbye.